Today I have the keys to the 2020 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Huge thanks to Benson Fiat and Alfa Romeo for providing this SUV for me today. I'll have a link to their website if you want to check out more of their inventory. This model here is finished off in Rosso Tri-Metallic and it has an MSRP just under $90,000. We're going to start off today's review by going up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 engine. This is paired to the 8-speed transmission. It produces 505 horsepower around 6,500 RPM and 443 pound-feet of torque as low as 2,500 RPM. This is all-wheel drive. It weighs in around 4,300 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds with a top speed of 176 miles an hour. And this has a fuel capacity of 16.9 gallons. You can expect to see around 17 miles per gallon in the city and 23 out on the highway. The wheelbase measures in at 111 inches. It has an overall length of 185.1. The width is 77, it has a height of 66.3, and ground clearance measures in at 7.9 inches. With all those specifications out of the way now, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walk around on the Quadrifoglio. We're going to start up front with the LED headlights and the LED DRLs. You'll notice that the daytime running lights extend around the outside of the housing. I think that gives it a really nice look. And then there's a floating design to the turn signal just up underneath that. It's a very nice design. There's a lot of intricate patterns running throughout it, which just gives it a fantastic look. Looking at the center of the grille now, you'll see the triangular shape that it has, along with a carbon fiber trim piece running on the inside. That is a really nice touch to see. Down below, there's more mesh along with parking sensors, provides great airflow for this engine to provide maximum cooling. There's very nice contoured lines on the lower bumper as well, gives it an aggressive look. And then on both sides, there are more air inlets to provide maximum cooling. As we make our way up to the hood now, you'll see there are functional heat extraction vents that have a really nice design, along with the lines that run on the outside of the hood, just to add to that aggressive look. Making our way to the side profile now. These wheels look very good. They measure 20 by 9 in the front and 20 by 10 in the rear. I really like the circular design that they have to them, and then you can also see the yellow brake calipers just behind them. As we make our way to the side mirrors, they are power folding, feature the integrated turn signal, and are finished off in carbon fiber. That's a really nice touch. You'll see a lot of carbon fiber running throughout this vehicle. We have very nice lines that run down the sides, along with fender flares. So for these wide wheels, you can see the fender arches for the rear tires stick out a good bit. Black trim surrounds all the windows. We have black trim on the roof rails, along with a full panoramic sunroof. You can see there's even more contoured lines on the lower section of the door, along with one that starts just behind the Quadrifoglio badge. It runs through the door handles and kind of tapers off to the fender arches there, just giving it a really nice look. But as we make our way to the rear end of the Quadrifoglio, we have a body-colored spoiler with the integrated third brake light. You can see the wiper blade is on the lower section of the glass to help improve visibility. This has LED taillights. The standard backup camera is just on top of the license plate. There's more parking sensors in the lower section of the bumper, along with a body-colored trim piece separating the lower diffuser. And then on each side of that, we have the quad-tip dual exhaust. Before we go ahead and jump into the interior, I'm going to go ahead and lock the Quadrifoglio, double tap this button on the remote. It does have remote start, so that is pretty awesome. If it's hot or cold out and you have all the interior settings changed, it will easily fire up for you. You can double tap on this again to go ahead and shut it off. But with it locked and the key in my pocket, I'll just place my hand on the door handle. It will automatically unlock. We have a very nice two-tone design. The interior here is the ice color. If you get this design, it provides you with the green and white stitching. So you'll see that theme running throughout this vehicle. On the middle section of the door panel here, there is carbon fiber. We have leather and that stitching on the top of it. The release handle and lock and unlock is just underneath that, along with 3 memory seating adjustments. This has a 15-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. You can see 1 speaker on the top, along with 1 in the lower section of the door. You have a good amount of room in the lower section of the door, and more of that leather and stitching running on the armrest, along with the power trunk release and your window controls. And then as we take a look at the interior now, you'll see the black leather seats with more of the green and white stitching, the Alfa Romeo badge on the headrest there. Very aggressive bolsters run down the seats. Down below is all the seating adjustments for your recline, incline, and lumbar support, and you can adjust the front portion of the seat just by pulling that tab. Moving on to the steering wheel now, it's a redesigned steering wheel for 2020. It's completely covered in leather and alcantara. I really like the notches on both sides for good hand position. There's a flat bottom design to it, along with a carbon fiber trim and the Quadrifoglio badge, which is nice to see. We have some more brushed aluminum accents. The engine start-stop button is on the lower left, and then over to the right side we have controls for your volume. You have your Bluetooth and voice commands. Over on the right side is all of your cruise control settings. And then moving to the gauge cluster, you'll see on the left side is the tach and the engine temperature. The speedometer and fuel gauge are on the right, and then you have some settings right in the middle, along with a really nice trim piece surrounding both sides. It gives the gauge cluster an aggressive look. As we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, down below there's a little cubby storage for any items you want to place there. We have all the headlight and fog light controls, along with your parking sensors and the engine start-stop feature. There's one air vent. You'll see the silver and green stitching running throughout the dash. It's covered in leather. And then right in the center, we have the all-new 8.8-inch screen. So what's new for 2020 is that this is now a touchscreen system. So right now you can see radio, we have the GPS. You can actually swipe up and see your compass. Phone is right next to that. If we swipe over again, you can see driver assistance. We can go up and adjust the parking sensors or the lane keeping assist. You can see your climate controls, different settings, vehicle information. We can go into the performance page here and look at various information from your efficiency, how you're driving, your torque management. You can also use the rotary dial, which I'll show here soon, to go into all of these same settings. Just under that screen, you'll see more carbon fiber and this brushed aluminum trim piece separating the upper screen from everything down below. We have the two-tone interior again, which is very nice to see. There's two air vents right in the center. This does have a dual zone climate control system, so you have driver and passenger. You will see that temperature up here on the upper screen. You have all your recirc buttons, fan speed right in the center. Just underneath that, there's a USB port and a 12 volt. You can use this to hook up for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You'll see even more carbon fiber just underneath that, along with two cup holders that we can reveal and a new slot here. This is designed for a phone, so you have a great spot. You can always put your phone there. And then on the right side of the shifter, there is a key spot now, so you have a place to put that, which is nice to see. On the left side of the shifter, we have the electronic parking brake. You'll see your different driving modes. A is for advanced efficiency, natural, dynamic, and then there's a race mode and suspension settings right in the center, as this does feature adaptive suspension. And then this is the rotary dial that I was using with the home button. Of course, you can spin this. We have settings button on the right side, and then you have your power and volume adjustments for the radio. Moving on to the gear selector now, it's covered in leather. Just by pulling on the release on the front, I can go all the way up into reverse, and you'll see the backup camera up here. We can use that same trigger to go all the way back into drive. If we pop it over into sport mode, that allows us to use the column mounted paddles. They are finished off in aluminum and very large, have a great design to them, finished off in aluminum, and then we can easily go all the way back into park. Just behind that, we have a wireless charging pad for a phone, and then a little bit of storage space behind that, along with two USBs. The center armrest is covered off in leather and more of that stitching. And then as we work our way to the glove box, you definitely have plenty of room for all your information that has to go there. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats. And then this does have the full panoramic sunroof, so just by pushing on this button here, we can go ahead and open that up. And you can see it extends all the way back for the rear passengers, and you have all those controls up in the top. In the back seats now of the Stelvio Quadrifoglio, you'll see the door panel has the same two-tone design. I really like that feature, especially having solid black seats. It just breaks it up a little bit. You can see more of that carbon fiber just to give it that added touch. There are nets behind both front seats to give you a little bit more storage, and these rear seats are heated. You have those controls down below, along with two USB ports. There's a small cubby storage just underneath that, along with both of the air vents. And then moving on to the amount of room you have in the back. I'm 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height. I have a little bit of room in front of my knees and a couple inches on top of my head. So I have no complaints with that. These seats are very comfortable. I like the design that runs down the center of them. Looking at the armrest here, you have two cup holders along with that design for a phone, so you can easily place your phone, which is nice to see. And then the back seats have a 40-20-40 split, so you can fold down just the middle seat if you have any longer items. The seats can also be folded down into the 60-40 configuration. By pulling on a tab located in the rear trunk space, you can easily go ahead and fold these flat. It gives you a ton of room into the back trunk space. And now moving on to the rear trunk storage space. You can see this has a power liftgate. There is a ton of room in the back. You'll notice that there are tracks on the flooring too, along with a storage net, so you can easily secure any items that you'd like. On both sides, you can see these are the handles, or the release handles for both seats, so you can easily fold them flat. And once they are folded down, that provides you with a ton of storage space. You can remove this cover here if you'd like that out of the way. There's a 12 volt on one side as well, along with a speaker. You have a little bit of storage space on the right side, along with a 3-prong household outlet if you need to use that. All right, so getting the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio out on the road now. It's been a couple years since I've been behind the wheel of one, and this is the flagship model for the Stelvio with just over 500 horsepower. That is insane for an SUV like this. I have it currently in natural mode, just in the regular driving mode. We'll go ahead and come around this turn here. It handles it well for normal speeds like that. I'm sure I could take it maybe a little bit faster once we put it into dynamic and change the suspension just a little bit. But so far, I am really loving this car. These seats are amazing. These bolsters are super aggressive. I'm not a pretty big guy, so these bolsters definitely hold me well. We'll give it a little bit of gas in normal mode. Ooh, wow. Not even half throttle, and we are up to speed. But this is definitely a nice interior. I love the refresh design. There's a couple tweaks here and there, but the major difference is what I showed earlier, the steering wheel and the fact that this is a touchscreen system. That is a first for 2020. The previous models did not have a touch screen. Let's talk about visibility now. It's very easy to see all around over my left and right shoulder. The seat pillars in the back are not really all that bulky, and you have a ton of glass, especially having the panoramic sunroof open. It just provides a lot of light, which is nice to see. But all of these materials are super nice. I love being behind the driver's seat of this car. I love all the carbon fiber accents. But let's go ahead and take it out of natural mode. We'll go into dynamic. It gets a lot stiffer. The suspension setting right in the center of that dial appears now once you go to dynamic, and we can put it into the soft suspension. So that's pretty cool. While you have it in dynamic, we can have it in the comfortable ride setting, or we can put it back into the little bit harsher setting for track use or taking it out on some back mountain roads. Let's go ahead and pop it over to use these paddles. Woo-hoo! Wow. I love the sound that this car makes. For a 2.9 liter V6, how can you argue with that? Wow. And from first gear, wow, you can just feel yourself get pushed back in the seat. Even coming around some turns, the handling on this is amazing. It's so tight and direct in the steering. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun to drive. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it into race mode. You just hold this dial for about 3 seconds, and basically driver assistance systems are unavailable in race mode. So it turns off your traction control and a few other aids. But now just getting up into 8th gear cruising, even in dynamic mode, it's a very quiet vehicle. If you just wanna drive it normally, this is a great daily driver. It's super comfortable with the settings you have in the suspension. And it's, like I said, it's not really loud unless you actually get on it. So it's very well insulated on the interior. You have a ton of room. As you saw, I fit in the back trunk space there. Not that you would put a person in the back, but you have a lot of adjustability with folding the seats down. You can easily put in a lot of items. I love these column mounted shifters. Even going around a turn like that, you know exactly where the paddles are, which is awesome. Not that you're gonna be doing a lot of spirited driving. I'm sure the buyer of this car though wants to get out and have some fun. So those are super nice. What I like about them too is while they're large and in a good spot, they don't hinder your use of getting to the turn signal or the wiper blade stock right there. It's very easy to get to them. So going ahead and putting it back into regular automatic mode, we can still be in the dynamic setting and have that exhaust loud. I'll just give it a little bit of gas. Wow. So even letting the car do the work, I mean, this is a fast SUV. This is, and it downshifted for me. Wow. It handles incredibly well. I love these notches on the steering wheel. Finished off in the Alcantara just gives you a really nice grip. And on the brakes, coming around the right turn, oh man, there's virtually no body roll. It's crazy to see that in an SUV. This is a performance driving SUV, and that's awesome to see. The fit and finish on everything, as I've mentioned, is very nice. I love all this leather. I love the two-tone design, all the carbon fiber. It just has a fantastic look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Huge shout out to Benson Fiat and Alfa Romeo for providing this car for me today. Definitely check out their website in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.